Have you ever walked past someone and made up a story about them without even saying a single word? Maybe you saw someone wearing expensive clothes and thought, they must be rich. Or you noticed someone staying quiet in a group and assumed, they're probably unfriendly. Here's the funny part, you've probably done it, I've done it, and almost every human on Earth does it every single day. But why? Why does our brain judge people so quickly, even when we barely know them? Today, we're going to uncover one of the most fascinating habits of the human mind, and trust me, by the end of this video, you might start catching your own brain in the act. Let's begin with a simple question. Imagine you're walking down the street and two strangers are coming toward you. One is wearing a neat business suit while the other is wearing old, messy clothes. Before either of them says a single word, your brain has already started making guesses. You may not even notice it, but it's happening in the background like an app running on your phone. It's almost like your brain says, "Don't worry, I've got this. I'll figure these people out in 2 seconds." The problem is that your brain is often very confident and sometimes completely wrong. Think about meeting someone who barely smiles. You might think they're rude, but later you discover they're actually shy or simply having a terrible day. Suddenly, the story in your head falls apart. So why does this happen? The answer goes back thousands of years. Long before cities, smartphones, and social media existed, humans lived in dangerous environments where every day involved making quick decisions. Was that stranger a friend or an enemy? Was that sound in the bushes just the wind or a hungry animal? Back then, taking too long to decide could be dangerous, so our ancestors' brains learned a shortcut: make a quick guess first and ask questions later. That shortcut helped humans survive. The funny thing is that we're still using the same shortcut today. Except now, instead of guessing whether a tiger is hiding nearby, we're guessing someone's personality based on their hairstyle. Our brain never really got the software update. Here's another interesting example. Imagine your friend walks past you without saying hello. What's your first thought? They ignored me. Maybe you even feel a little upset. But later you find out they forgot their glasses and literally didn't see you. Nothing changed except the information, yet your emotions completely changed. This happens because our brain loves filling in missing pieces. When it doesn't know the full story, it quietly invents one, and the scary part is that we usually believe that story. Have you ever watched a movie where the villain seems terrible at first, but halfway through you learn their painful past? Suddenly your opinion changes. The person didn't change, your understanding did. Real life works the same way. Now let's talk about first impressions. People often say, first impressions last forever. Well, they definitely last longer than they should. People can form impressions of someone in just a few seconds, sometimes even faster. Imagine that. It can take years to truly know someone but only seconds to judge them. That's like watching the first minute of a movie and confidently announcing, "I already know the ending." We've all done it, and we've all been wrong. Now here's something even stranger. We don't just judge strangers. We judge ourselves too. Have you ever made one small mistake and immediately thought, "I'm so stupid"? Really? One mistake means your entire intelligence disappeared overnight? Of course not, but our brains love dramatic conclusions. They're basically tiny gossip machines living inside our heads. Sometimes they gossip about other people, and sometimes they gossip about us. Let's look at another everyday situation. Imagine someone cuts you off while driving. Instantly you think, what an irresponsible person. But what if they're rushing someone to the hospital? Would your opinion change? Probably. Here's what's fascinating. When other people make mistakes, we often blame their personality, but when we make mistakes, we blame the situation. If I'm late, it's because traffic was terrible. If someone else is late, they're careless. Funny how that works, isn't it? Our brain likes giving itself the benefit of the doubt, while everyone else gets judged much more quickly. Social media has made this habit even stronger. Today we often judge people using tiny pieces of their lives, a single photo, a short video, one tweet, or one comment. Imagine trying to understand an entire book by reading only one sentence. Sounds ridiculous, yet that's exactly what many people do online every day. One picture can never explain someone's whole life, but our brains love pretending it can. Here's another reason humans judge. It actually helps us feel more certain. The world is complicated, people are complicated, but labels are simple. Good person. Bad person. Smart. Lazy. Our brain loves putting everything into neat little boxes because it saves mental energy. The problem is that people rarely fit perfectly inside those boxes. A kind person can have a bad day. A confident person can secretly feel anxious. Someone who looks successful might be struggling in ways nobody can see. Humans are far more complicated than our quick labels. Here's a funny example. Imagine seeing someone carrying 6 shopping bags. You might think, wow, they really love shopping. Then they tell you they're buying groceries for their grandparents, neighbors, and family. Suddenly your first guess disappears because the facts changed everything. One of the biggest reasons we judge others is comparison. Humans naturally compare themselves with people around them. Sometimes it's harmless, sometimes it's motivating, but sometimes it becomes a shortcut for feeling better. If someone fails, we quietly feel more successful. If someone looks different, we feel more normal. It's not something most people proudly admit, but it's surprisingly common. Our brains sometimes play little games to protect our confidence. Now here's an important question. Can we stop judging people completely? Probably not. Remember, judging is part of how our brains process information. The goal isn't to become someone who never makes quick judgments. The goal is to pause before believing every judgment your brain creates. Think of your first impression as a rough draft, not the final version. Imagine meeting someone and your brain whispers, I don't think I'll like this person. Instead of accepting that thought as absolute truth, simply ask yourself, what if I'm missing part of the story? That tiny question changes everything. Curiosity is often stronger than judgment. The more questions we ask, the fewer wrong conclusions we make. And here's the best part. Everyone wants to be understood before being judged, including you. Think about the times someone misunderstood your intentions. Maybe they thought you were rude when you were simply tired, or they thought you didn't care when you were actually nervous. It didn't feel good, did it? The people we judge every day are probably hoping for the exact same understanding. Here's a challenge. For the next 24 hours, pay attention to every quick judgment your brain makes. Don't try to stop them. Just notice them. You'll probably be surprised how many stories your mind creates without any real evidence. Once you notice those stories, they lose some of their power, and slowly you'll start replacing assumptions with curiosity. In the end, judging others isn't proof that we're bad people, it's proof that we're human. Our brains are designed to make quick guesses, but wisdom begins when we realize that guesses are not facts. Every person you meet has a story you can't see. Every smile hides something. Every silence means something different. Every mistake has a reason you may never know. So the next time your brain instantly decides who someone is, pause for just a moment, because the person standing in front of you might be completely different from the story your mind just invented. And maybe the greatest way to understand people isn't by judging them faster, it's by getting to know them a little longer.